Hello, this video is the third in a series of short videos providing an introduction to the use of T-Web. They will make most sense if watched in order. In this video, I'm going to have a look at amendments to services in a project. Amendments to services in a project might be necessary for a number of reasons. If you make a mistake, if the client requests changes, or due to the evolution of a project as more information becomes available. Adding any different or additional services is done from Search Services. Amending services already in the project is done from Service Basket or Service Timing. In Service Basket, if you want to delete a service, click on the X. For example, for the transfer on the 15th, it is deleted. Click on the magnifying glass icon if you want to see or enter a comment for the service. For example, Graskop Hotel. You can enter a comment to appear on the booking or the voucher. And save. And back to Service Basket. You can also see any restrictions applying to the service as entered by the database department. For example, for the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Center, that it is closed on Sundays. The Service Basket displays packages. For example, Shiduli, Interleading Suite, fully inclusive. Service Timing displays the services contained in these packages. For example, for Shiduli, lunch, 4x4 game drive, dinner, interleading suite, 4x4 game drive, and breakfast. If a service is in the wrong position, it can be moved by clicking on the up or down arrows. For example, on the 7th, the meet and greet should be before the car rental. Click up once. And on the 11th, the transfer should be after the flight. Click down once. To enter or change a timing, for example, on the 7th for the meet and greet, enter the time 10:15. And on the 9th for Hoedspruit Endangered Species, enter 1300. You can also change the details such as departure and arrival for transfers and day tours if the hotel has changed on the 11th, 12th and 13th from Capetonian to Townhouse. Once all the changes necessary have been completed, click Save. Some amendments require a bit more thought because of the way the amendment impacts on the rest of the itinerary. Flights can impact the itinerary in a number of ways, but the details may not always be known when a new proposal is created. As soon as the information does become available, the details must be entered and the coherence of the itinerary checked. Flight details booked might entail a voluntary or accidental change in in-date or itinerary duration. Flight times must be coherent with transfer or car rental times, so these need to be updated. If the times are very different from what was estimated when the proposal was done, it might be necessary to re-quote the car rental for a day more or a day less. It might also be necessary to change the itinerary. If, for example, the flight Cape Town Durban booked arrives late afternoon instead of midday, the passengers may not be able to drive to Shishlui and would need to spend the night in the Durban area. Any changes affecting the rates and the itinerary need to be discussed with the client to establish their preferred solution. Car rental rates are calculated per 24-hour day. That means for every 24 hours or part thereof, 1 day is charged. If the pickup is 10 May at 12 and the drop-off 11 May at 12, that is 24 hours, 1 day. If the pickup is 10 May at 12 and the drop-off 11 May at 8, that is 20 hours, also 1 day. If the pickup is 10 May at 12 and the drop-off 11 May at 4, that is 28 hours, 2 days. If a change to timing does not affect the number of 24-hour days, it can be made in service timing. For example, pickup 11:45, drop-off 11:15. The change is saved and applied without problems. If the change does affect the calculation, it will be blocked in service timing. For example, if the drop-off is at 3, the new timing 4 days does not match the number of rental days 3 days. To apply such a change, it is necessary to replace the service. To do this, you will need to delete the car, in service basket, delete, confirm, then in search services, select and add the car again. Now calculated for 4 days. If a night needs to be inserted in the middle of the itinerary, for example, on the 15th, a night in Durban, it means that the dates for subsequent services need to be recalculated. For example, St. Lucia should move to the 16th, as well as Schuschlui, etc. To achieve this, select and add the night to be inserted as usual. On the service to be added page, select before or after which service to insert it. And tick Shift Basket. In Service Basket, note the night added for the 15th at Balmoral and the date for the subsequent service recalculated to the 16th, 17th, etc. Similarly, if a night in the middle of the itinerary needs to be removed, the date for subsequent services need to be adjusted. For example, Cloud 9 on the 14th, click on the red cross, and on the service cancellation page, tick Shift Basket before confirming cancellation. In Service Basket, note that the dates have been recalculated, with the flight now being on the 14th, as well as the night in Durban, etc. And that is it. Thank you for watching.